What's up, What's up, FHS? My name is Libby Abel.
And I'm Corbin Halfley.
This week on BKTV, we'll be covering the Community Service Program, FHS trips, then our global national news segment called Stuff That Matters. Finish it off with a segment over our very own Peyton Robinson's mission trip to Cuba.
But first, all this and more on
BKTV Live. Today is Thursday, December 12th, and it is currently
far too cold for me.
I kind of like it outside, even though I don't look like it.
Getting right into our segments.
Service hours are easy to get, but hard to log. There has been a change in how Farmington High School logs its community service hours this year. Savannah Walker and myself have the story. Latin Honors has been a program in the high school for 5 years. A key component of Latin Honors is completing 100 hours of community service. Ms. Scott is the librarian and community service coordinator here at Farmington High School. She says she needed a way to track community service hours.
At first, we would do that through SIS when we used the SIS program. We were able to do that and students could log in and see their hours. When we switched over to Infinite Campus, they didn't have that feature, so we needed to come up with a new solution. So we found a program called X2Vol, and students can log in and they can track their community service hours that way.
Community service hours are not required to graduate unless you want to graduate with Latin Honors.
Again, the goal is to get 25 hours per year, and yes, there is a deadline with those hours. When you do something, you have a week to turn those hours in. So again, you get your form signed, and then you just take a picture and you upload it to the app, and then you're done.
Nally Gammon is a junior at FHS. She says that there are many different organizations for community service.
I volunteer for HOSA, and within HOSA I've done like the blood drives and their trunk or treat, and then I've also done stuff for NHS, and we did trunk or treat also for NHS, and then just like different stuff for Latin Honors.
The best part about X2Vol is that it's quick to log your hours. Students have 1 week to log hours.
Ms. Scott just has to like hit a button and then it'll like approve it, and then I can like see it, and it's easier.
Reporting for BKTV, Libby Abel and Savannah Walker.
If you have any questions about X2Vol, please email Mrs. Scott. Teachers and students alike are excited for the upcoming international summer trips.
Teachers and students alike are excited for the upcoming international summer trips. The trips are taking place across Europe and the Americas. Brandon McIntyre and Jordan Stone are the organizers of the event along the EF tours.
This coming summer we have France, Scotland, and England. Going to the Highlands of Scotland, going to the beaches of Normandy, going to some really cool places. We also have a Paris city stay trip coming up in the summer of 25. That is going to be 8 days, 8 or 9 days, all centered in the city of Paris.
Amanda Aldrich is the organizer of the European, Australian, Central, and South American tours, also with Eiffel Tower tours. These trips explore the culture of the northern and southern part of the globe.
It varies. There are just chances for students to interact with different cultures, learn from firsthand experiences. So we do trips. The last one I did was Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. The next one I have is Italy, Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. So they just vary.
The trips are a good opportunity for students to experience different cultures around the world. These inspire students to think bigger than just local experiences, exposing them to more opportunities around the world for them to consider. This has been Michaela Brotherton reporting for BKTV.
These trips inspire students to think bigger than just local experiences, exposing them to more opportunities around the world for them to consider. Now we move into our national and global news segment called Stuff That Matters.
Several laws will be changing as of January 1st of next year, one of which includes cell phone use and driving. This new hands-free law will prohibit phones being held or supported by a driver in any way, meaning you cannot have it in your lap either. This comes after a 16-month grace period. So what this means for you is you can't dial a phone, send or read text, browse social media, FaceTime, watch videos, play games, or take photos. While you can't be pulled over for this alone, you can get a ticket if they pull you over for something else.
The U.S. Court of Appeals have recently denied TikTok's petition to overturn its ban. This ban requires that the parent company, ByteDance, must sell to a U.S.-based company, or it becomes banned January 19th. The law was signed due to the app being perceived as an international threat, as it has a direct connection to the Chinese Communist government. So if TikTok doesn't sell to it, the Supreme Court doesn't take over or overturn the ban on January 19th, TikTok will no longer be updated, meaning it will slowly become more buggy and lose its functionality.
Finals are coming up soon here at FHS. Thursday and Friday of next week, students will be scheduled to take their finals to end off the semester. President Yoon Suk-yeol of South Korea avoids an impeachment after sending armed force soldiers out on the streets of South Korea's capital, Seoul. President Yoon declared martial law, reminding many of South Korea's past with military-backed dictatorships. The South Korean Constitution gives the president the power to use military in order to keep control in wartime or warlike situations or in other emergency situations that can suspend civil rights like freedom of press and assembly and limiting powers of court and other government agencies, resulting in martial law. All information was gathered from Foster Klung from AP News. Here's the sports update from our sports broadcasting class.
Farmington Knights boys basketball team are champions of the SCNB Banquet Championship. The Knights beat Steelville, St. James, and Potosi in the bracket. The girls basketball team is 3-2 on the year. They have picked up victories over Pacific and DeSoto this week.
First part?
In wrestling boys, the Knights finished third over the weekend at Neosho tournament and defeated Valley, Washington, and Poplar Bluff on Tuesday night. The girls wrestling team fell on Washington, but defeated Poplar Bluff the same evening. And finally, the girls swim team lost their opening meet of the year to Cape Central on Tuesday. And that's sports. I'm Jasper Lamont.
Thanks, Jasper.
Many churches go on mission trips to help the communities in need. This year, a student at our very own high school made the journey. Morgan Short, Dayton Kennan, and Corbin Halfley have the scoop.
According to Matthew 28:19, therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. FHS Junior, Peyton Robinson, alongside many others from First Baptist Farmington, recently returned from a mission trip to Cuba.
My church goes about once a year. They've been doing this for a little bit, but this was my first year, and I'm hoping to go back next year and however long I can. I've always had a mission-guided heart through my church. Ever since I went on my first mission trip in 7th grade, I've always enjoyed going on these sort of things.
Peyton didn't just visit these places, he did his part to make a difference.
Peyton was on our teaching team. His main role was him and another couple of other guys were helping with the student ministry track. They were working with the students there that were his age, but also the leaders that train and work with the students there. So he was able to share kind of how the youth group works here, some of the things that has helped him, but then also to train them on how to take those things to help them at their churches to reach out to their youth and their community.
Initially, the plan was to separate into groups, one based on teaching, another on agriculture. However, not every plan could come into fruition, especially during a hurricane.
There was a national power outage and a hurricane coming. We went multiple days without power. We'd occasionally have flickers, but it stopped some running water in our first B&B, so we had to go to a seminary, which was very nice of them to host us. But overall, it was fine for us, but it was devastating for Cuba.
While there were setbacks, the mission was still a success.
Because of the hurricane, we all became kind of one group. Even though it was tough, it was an amazing experience, and my group really got closer together. I hope to go back next year.
Peyton plans on traveling with First Baptist Church again. Maybe next time, we can get an even closer look. Reporting for BKTV News, Corbin Halfley, Morgan Short, and Dayton Kennan.
If you'd like to travel the world spreading the gospel like Peyton, contact your local church for more information.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. See you all again same time next time. This has been Libby Abel
And Corbin Hafley on
BKTV Live.